Hi everyone, thank you for joining me once again for another vlog on my crafting adventures. This is Gotham Chick from New York City and here to share with you my process for creating my art journal. So hopefully I'm in that phase where I'm ready to start my next art journal. This would be my third. I had actually stopped doing this for the last 2 years. I am incredibly excited to start again, but I'm working with some old pieces that I had created and I wanted to share with you how I actually make my art journal. So I don't work with a ready-made journal. I create it along the way using manila folders, or I also cut up some cardstock. So for now, these are the pieces that were sort of left over from the previous art journal, which I want to start with. So I cut up the manila folder. This one is actually made of 2 pieces. This is the first part, and I connected this underneath and covered it with the dictionary pages, which I painted over. So I like doing a lot of fold outs. This one is just plain watercolor, and the only difference with this spread, which you see on the cover of this video, is I copied this from a magazine border and then put it on cardstock, or rather folder, the manila folder, and just spray painted over it. So this is what's holding 2 sets of, or 2 folders. It's binding it. So that's the way I go about it. I bind together 4 sections of 4, 6, 8, or 10 pages. This next one is a paper towel that I had put as a sort of spillover safety. And after I spray painted on whatever I needed to do, I used ink sprays for this one. You can see the great combination of colors, and you don't even see that it was used for another purpose. I use this to wipe surfaces. I spray paint on a plastic top, and then I still would cover it with a lot of paper towels so that it catches what is sprayed over the medium I'm doing. So for each section, I leave this blank because the idea is later to bind it together, which I will show you with the existing one I have. So this one, again, was spray painted. This is another paper towel. And then here, just a spread where I used leftover watercolor. I use a $5 watercolor palette. If you're familiar with Artist Loft, Michael sells those for $4.99, or is it $5.99? But it has such beautiful, vibrant colors. I also took some of my son's grade school watercolor palettes and just used what I can. So this is very simple. There's no secret to it. I just painted it and finished one spread with the theme. I used blue for the middle and then continued to paint it with yellow, and I think that's yellow-green. So this one is a mix. This was spray painted, which is part of the first. This is the folder that got spray painted with that. And then I also spray painted the back and used watercolor to just tie up the page. And here it is a mix of watercolor and ink spray. And it opens to this, which is the portion where this one got cut off. So you can see there are manila folder ends. You can see the tabs there. When we throw away the folders, I save them and I reuse them for this. I like using manila folder because it doesn't get affected by by the water I use or whatever medium I use. It's very receptive, resilient, so it doesn't go back crinkled, and it will hold up a lot of things. So if I decided to paste, do markers, it will hold up very well. So like I said, I love fold outs. So this one though, I connected, you can't see it, but you know how a folder has a spine? I pasted the spine to connect the next page. So I sort of have a system of figuring out how to connect each pair or each folder to the next. And that way you don't even see it sometimes, but sometimes it's obvious. So this one again is just plain watercolor. So this next one I featured in a separate video, and I'm very, very proud of it because this was my first time using, let me just fix it, Seth Apter's ink sprays, and they were just gorgeous. Just a warning though that they don't react the same way as the alcohol ink sprays that we see. If you order this from him, they're very gorgeous. They dry very quickly, so you don't even have to wait, but they don't react to water. So you can't do the same effects that I had, for example, here. And I'll feature that in a different video, how I did that. But for this one, I decided to just keep going. You can see the colors are very vibrant. And then I did it on several folders. And to bind it, I cut it into pieces. And I used different pieces of whatever it was that I had cut to sort of put the book together or the section together. So as you can see, this one is like a two-fold section. I don't mind seeing the breaks like this one. I had connected the pieces together. You can see the gold is very, very beautiful. And then to define the pages, what I did was I just put a border of gold acrylic paint, just a craft acrylic paint using cotton buds. And then I really am excited to work with this section and see how it develops. I'm not Miss Perfection when it comes to my art journal, so you can actually see this here. I don't know, I might cover that with washi tape or maybe figure something out as I go along. But as you can see, this is a very exciting section, which is one reason why I don't want to let go of the method I used for the other. Now this one I think was a leftover, or I can't remember now. These are scraps which I put together using the spines, but it's a different size. I think I'm trying to remember what I wanted to do. I think the idea was to put this in one section, and it was going to be a month review, I think, of the previous year. So it would have come out like this, which is fine. So that is how I do my art journaling. And I'm really dying to start the next one. I've tried several times at the start of 2021, 22, and I'm still trying to get going on 2023. I begin not at the start of the year, I begin when I begin. So just to give you a quick look at what I have. So this is the art journal I'm trying to pull together. So I'm going to work on binding them. This is two sections that I had already taped together. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. I think I'm missing something, but no, it's the two sections that are here. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not missing out or leaving out any sections. In which case, if I did find out or later realize I left something out, I will have to go back and rebind. So I've already started by, for example, this is two sections that I am going to work on. I have bound it with just masking tape, and then I'm going to glue this together with regular Elmer's glue. Because like I said, it will hold up pretty well. And then I will do a flip through once I'm done. I will try to do a separate video as I work on binding this together, because there is a different cover that I'm using. I'm going to create it with pressboard folders. And wish me luck on that one. As soon as that's finished, we're going to do a flip through. So if you have any questions, do write me at the comment section. And there is a separate video dedicated to this one. And I will hopefully come back with more entries for my next art journal. Thank you for watching.